Of course, I am your host, D Macho Nacho himself. And of course, I have my absolute gang of awesome friends right here with us. None other than Mr. Horton himself on the right side of me. Mr. Horton, how are you, buddy? How's everything going?
I'm doing pretty good. I've just been wondering that about yourself. I know you've been pretty busy. I want to know. I want people to know about your little secret that you went on last night.
Yeah, well, we're not going to tell them about all that because we want to surprise all the fans possibly with something coming down the pipeline for the Last Week in Wrestling podcast, which could be really cool, really awesome. So we're going to just push that little info to the side and everything, but I'm happy to have you on, Horton, like always. And of course, I cannot do it without my awesome couple from down under me right there. How are you guys doing? Asa, K Fabulous, No Bones About Wrestling. We just were hanging out on your channel doing WCW 1993. We just watched Vader and Mick Foley go at each other in an amazing Texas death match and a whole bunch of awesome other matches. So, of course, if you haven't already, go over to No Bones. Make sure you watch that stuff because all their content over there is killer. We just did an amazing watch along that you need to go watch. The show itself was so cool, but hanging out with Kay and Asa are just so much better. How are you guys doing? It's been a while since the last time you guys have been on here. It's been a minute, absolutely. So how you guys been? What's going on?
Good.
Well,
Just been
life.
busy.
Yeah, been busy. Somebody hit our car, so we've been car shopping, and we got a car.
Yeah, you're getting a new car now. It's so exciting. That's awesome.
We've got a Prius.
Yeah.
Hey,
Now
listen,
it's
you're eco-friendly. You're really doing it for the environment. You're making sure there's more beautiful trees out there in the world to keep our blue seas and green skies above, which is awesome. I'm very happy to hear that. But of course, Ripley, we missed you and everything. Yeah, we missed baby. We missed the baby puppy over there. I know she's not a puppy size no more, but she's still a big baby no matter what.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Asa's insisting that she's an adult now, but I refuse
She's like
to believe.
23 years
No,
old.
she's a little baby.
My mom says the same thing about Bailey, but she's still a baby puppy no matter how old she will be. But we got a awesome show. I know it's going on right now in the background, but let's kind of break into it just a tad bit. We don't have Wolf tonight, so I guess I'm going to be running down this card for everybody tonight because we got a couple of amazing title matches tonight. We got Samoa Joe and, of course, Willie Mack firsting for the ROH title itself. We also got Chris Statlander and Sky Blue going one-on-one for the TBS Championship. But the biggest one of them all is none other than the father hater of the year, the uncle hater of the year, Christian Cage versus Daniel Bryan for, of course, the TNT Championship. That is going to most likely be our main event match for tonight. I am so excited for that. But, of course, we got a whole bunch of other cool things happening. We got Edge right now. I'm sorry, Adam Copeland, I should be saying, right now, hanging out in the ring. But, of course, now we got security and a whole bunch of other stuff because Christian's here. So God only knows what that means. I hope everybody on TikTok's hanging out with us as well. Keep spreading the love. Keep hitting those like buttons. Make sure you keep sharing and everything and whatnot. So that way we keep growing and doing awesome content for everybody. But like Horton was saying, we do got some very interesting things in the works, hopefully happening this month and possibly either this year or next year for Last Week in Wrestling podcast. But I don't want to talk about it right now, only because I don't want it not to happen and to get everyone's hopes up. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it does happen. And if it does, I tell you now, it's going to be an amazing time. I got to go to my first live independent wrestling show last night of House of Glory. I got to see none other than Minoru Suzuki. I got an autograph from him. We got to see Daniel Garcia. We got to see Isaiah Cassidy. We got to see also the probably debut of Swerve Strickland over December 1st over at House of Glory coming up. I am so excited. We saw an amazing show. We had amazing wrestlers. I can't wait to talk about all of that stuff as well throughout this evening. But of course, tonight's Collision. So we need to talk about that because that is the topic of tonight. So how are you guys excited for it? What matches are you excited for? And we got the Father Hater of the Year, so God only knows what he's saying right now.
I have a question. If Adam Copeland, man, if he looks this rough at 45 or whatever, how old is he gonna look when he's 70? He's gonna look like he's 200 years old.
He's gonna look bad. He's gonna look bad. I ain't gonna lie. He's gonna look bad. He's gonna look a little
Christian still
broken.
looks pretty good.
He looks old, man. He looks
Yeah.
rough.
Yeah, Christian does look good.
I think it's just the hair. You know, Edge's hair is really.
No, look at his ears. He has old man ears.
I think it's his face.
It's his face, yes. Feet
Oh, my boy Edge old.
and his ears.
Yeah.
I remember him when he was younger.
Edge looks like he's about 65 years old.
He looks like if Abraham Lincoln had lived long enough to age.
Rated R superstar.
Abraham Lincoln lived long enough to age.
He's
dead.
got the like gaunt, like
Great.
sunken cheeks, you know?
No, yeah. I mean, I
think
can
if you
see.
just
I
shave
can
that
definitely
beard, I
see.
think you'll be fine.
Who's the guy in the suit?
Yeah.
Is that the like head of security or
His
something?
lawyer.
Just security. There's
Yeah, maybe a lawyer, maybe a defense attorney. I don't know. Somebody. Maybe it's his cousin. Maybe it's a best friend between the two of them that you've known since high school. And they were like, hey, listen, we're in your area today. Any chance you want to come on AEW and portray somebody that's not that important? But I tell you now, as of course, Christian and Edge are having their conversations. We had a lot of big surprises that happened last
No, it's
night.
got Daniel Bryan.
And
Bryan.
here he
Daniels
is, the American Dragon, Daniel Bryan. Hello from Maryland. Well, hello back to you over there in Maryland. Thank you so much for that follow. I appreciate it. Let's start spamming that like button right there on TikTok. I appreciate that. Let's keep sharing the content. Let's keep it growing. Let's keep it moving.
That you want a fair fight, because I've got some news for you. You'll be really happy about this. I talked to Tony Khan, and in the interest of having a fair fight, Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne.
Nick Wayne and Luchasaurus are no-go for tonight for their
Appreciate
title
it.
match. Absolutely.
Mm-mm.
What about that? And now, we're going to find out between you and me who's the better man and who deserves
If they do a Bryan Danielson match and Christian Cage match tonight, that will be
champion.
high.
That's what's happening.
That's what's happening.
Really?
It's Christian Cage versus Daniel
Yeah,
Bryan
I must not read-
The card.
yeah.
for the TNT
Yeah,
belt.
I must not read. I must not listen when y'all were telling.
Yeah, I know. I was spewing a lot of information out before.
Because you're
But
used to getting that information from Wolf, so you just had a mental block when he wasn't here to let you know.
Oh, I hear his like squeaky voice.
we love you, Wolf. We miss you, Wolf.
Yeah, we do. We love you. I'm just making fun.
He's doing bigger, better things tonight.
Appreciate it.
I
I want those sunglasses that Ricky
I
Starks is
want to know
wearing
why
right now.
why they took the titles FTR. That's what I want to know why.
I think because one of them is in
Cash
some legal
Wheeler's- Cash
trouble.
Wheeler's injured. Okay,
Oh.
his rib.
Never mind. There we go.
Rib and legal trouble.
Yeah.
And truthfully speaking, I have
No respect for Adam Copeland, man. He wouldn't be standing here if he wasn't for Adam Copeland.
but I do have respect
One
for
that
him,
did the whole.
the only NW champion that stands in this ring until, well, right now.
Adam Copeland had built a log cabin before Ricky Starks was even born. Shit.
Excuse me, big fella. Excuse me, little fella. You
He's a TV star. Edge is.
things that I had to do to deal with.
He
You
played on
I
Vikings.
like how he's resting his arm on one of the security staff.
don't look at me like
Like that's truly,
God, it's your stupid
truly,
Yeah, well,
truly funny.
sadly you didn't take South from the other place, but either
But yeah, I got me a new mask. You want to see it?
Yeah.
Oh,
What did you say?
he said he took his style from The Rock.
Oh, dip.
Oh, midget version of The Rock.
Shit.
New mask. New
Shots fired.
You got it. Cracking in it.
Danielson's face.
Yeah,
The difference between you and me is that I'm actually a real AEW champion. So if you two don't like what I just said, how about you guys get with me and my friends and we can do the damn thing right now? If a fight is what you're looking for,
are we getting a tag match on top of the singles match?
start laying down the challenge to Copeland.
Man, they
And
got everybody out
FTR.
there, aren't they?
Oh, we've got something else going on.
I guess they're not that
What's up,
injured.
Shadow?
That's it.
Oh, that's
FTR?
I'm mad.
Mhm.
They're not just gonna lose
Oh,
their title
no,
that
there
easy.
it is. He's poking at it.
They were already told no rematch though by Ricky
Yeah.
Starks.
Yeah, he already told them.
Really
He
Dax
already
will wrestle.
FTR no. Did he
Oh,
just
3-on-3.
Yeah, Dax will wrestle.
Did Cash Wheeler just spit on him? Did you see just spit on the Ricky
You know what the crowd
Starks?
like? I always thought they took the titles off them because they're wanting them to jump ship off of AEW to go to WWE with.
No,
CM
they
Punk.
extended their contract for like 5 years.
Really.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Medical, they gave us an option. They said, you don't have to be out there to defend those titles tonight. You're banged up. You're both not 100%. You can take the night off. But
Making excuses. I don't care for that.
Mhm.
You're out. We're banged up. The show must go on. So we said, no, we want to defend the titles tonight. And obviously that was the wrong choice. But make no
Big
mistake,
deal.
Ricky,
They should
no
have just
mistake,
kept
Big
him there.
Deal. That does not make you the absolute best tag team on this planet. That is reserved for FTR.
You know what? I
I
don't know about that.
It's been kind of boring day.
We will earn our rematch. But titles or not, you got to know we're coming for those next. And again, last week we got
For their
an
necks.
opportunity to step back from the match and not give it to you.
That's what they're saying. They're saying they're next. They're willing to work from the bottom to the top, baby.
No, we all gotta work. We gotta work. And we made a decision. And yeah, last week, one night only, you were better than FTR. One night only. But we're stubborn to step back. And I heard you say earlier you and your friends might want to fight. Well, up top, Sir Elton John said it best. Saturday night's all right for a fight, Toledo. Christian Case.
There we go.
Let's do it.
Ooh, that wasn't too bad.
What's
How you
going
doing?
on, Santos? How are you, buddy? Welcome back. Welcome back. It's not like we haven't
He's
missed
a,
you.
he's a trooper. He's a trooper. Sticking
He's
with
a
us
trooper.
all.
You know, Saturday
We
night's
appreciate it.
Yeah, for real.
We appreciate it. We don't know him, but we know he'll be there.
Yeah,
We know him in our hearts.
Yeah.
we know all these guys in our hearts. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Shatter Machine to the security guard.
Might have really shattered that guy's
Security
jaw.
guard's like, just get me out of this. I don't want to be in
Yeah.
this. Daniel just smiled.
That's not nice.
Dude, just let him go. Imagine,
Look at that face. He's like
imagine what
breaking
he's
that
gonna
guy's
say to his
face.
mama. Yeah.
Security. It's like if
He's wearing an
you're,
AEW staff shirt. He works for the same company that Bryan Danielson does.
yeah, he's working. He's working and getting his ass beat as
Yeah.
well at the same time. It's a great moment. You know what I mean?
Sure, that guy's having a fantastic day at work.
DB also, well, first the Raiders 619 says love the stash. I wish I had a stash. I know this is just an afterthought at this point in the game. But do you only watch AEW, or do you watch all wrestling shows? So we watch AEW Dynamite and Collision. We also watch the AEW
They might have been talking about my stash, Joe.
He's on TikTok, so I don't know. Does he see you on TikTok? I mean, he could. True. I mean, you got that rock.
Who's on TikTok?
That's a lot better stash than I.
Touching your mustache, that's so creepy. Stop.
Who's on TikTok?
So we do AEW Dynamite Collision.
Oh, he's
We
talking.
also do AEW pay-per-views. We also do WWE pay-per-view watch-alongs. We are going to start watching Friday Night SmackDown starting this Friday, and a special announcement, Monday Night Raw we will be watching this week due to the season premiere. We will do a Monday Night Raw watch-along this Monday for Monday Night Raw, only because it's a season premiere. If the season premiere is good, we will go on a week-to-week basis for Monday Night Raw.
People in the UK as
The
well.
season premiere is booty cheeks, like Raw has been unfortunately giving us, then we will only stick to Friday Night SmackDown watch-alongs as well. But on top of that, DB, we also have a podcast that's every
that's really
Thursday
cool.
and Sunday, each and every week as well. So definitely stay locked in, stay tuned. DB, I also recommend you going over to YouTube right now or to Twitch and hitting that follow or like or subscribe button. That way you can also hang out with us there and see all of the beautiful faces that are on this watch-alongs besides myself, so that we can talk to all of us here as we do these watch-alongs each and every week for all of y'all's entertainment. So definitely excited for all of that good stuff happening. But I tell you now, it is going to be a weekend of fun, because not only are we watching Collision tonight, we also have a podcast tomorrow night. But besides all the podcasts and all the other nonsense, let's quickly talk about what happened last night on SmackDown, because there was two big things that happened last night on SmackDown. Charlotte Flair and Jade Cargill finally met face to face backstage with Papa H himself, and it looks like there is a possible feud brewing in the background for both of these ladies. I don't know how to feel about it. So we're going to talk about it a little briefly as, of course, Samoa Joe and the Willie Mack match starts for AEW Collision right here on TNT. Also right here on the Watch Along for AEW for Last Week in Wrestling podcast. But I tell you now, I don't know how I feel about it, because I'm a little worried that it could be fast booking to maybe a slow burnout or fast burnout, or is this going to be a small build to a big feud that could be coming in the near future? And yeah, it ought to be very interesting. Azul, or Zol, I should say, says hello everyone. How's everyone doing? Azul, we're doing all right.
I want to know why they're putting Jade Cargill and Charlotte Flair together.
I think it's a really easy way to quickly legitimize Jade Cargill.
I was gonna say I got an answer for it. That's a big mistake, man. That's like putting me in the ring with Charlotte Flair. Jade Cargill is in no way ready to be in the ring with someone the caliber of Charlotte Flair.
Would you say, and I'm going to let everyone also on TikTok answer the same question, would everybody say here it's a small build or a big build going into possibly Crown Jewel or Survivor Series in the next few weeks to the next month? That is the last two big pay-per-views for WWE, mind you. So we do have a lot on the table, but we'll start with you guys. No Bones, do you think it's a small build like Santos is saying? Or do you think that this is a big miss opportunity that could really fall flat on Jade Cargill's face?
You're asking, is it a small build? Like, are they doing Jade and Charlotte at Crown Jewel?
Or at Survivor Series?
I don't know. I will say no, because Triple H has proven that his booking is pretty smart, and I think it, like I just said, I think it would be a pretty dumb move to put Jade Cargill in there with Charlotte Flair at this
Yeah.
point. She just is not experienced enough.
Mhm.
Plus, she's brand new. I don't think she needs to be in there with Charlotte Flair. So I really don't. I don't see him doing that. I think it's just too big of a chance.
Right.
Too big of a chance to put her in. So I don't see it happening right now.
What I could see them doing is going face to face on the mic, and Charlotte Flair saying to her, "You're not ready for me yet. You haven't proven yourself. You got to work your way up to me." And then have all of what Jade does from now until WrestleMania be running through these lower tier women, trying to prove herself to be in a match with Charlotte Flair, and then eventually having a match with her at like Mania or some bigger show farther down the line. Because I agree with Asa. I think while Jade was good for AEW, she didn't even wrestle the main women in AEW. She wrestled the like TBS title crowd, and so she never competed again. At least not that I ever saw, because we used to not watch women's wrestling on AEW for a while, so I might have missed it. But
it's a very smaller division in that CBS
Yeah.
bracket. You're 100% right.
yeah,
I do agree with that. Horton, well, how do you feel about possibly Jade versus Charlotte Flair in the near future? We saw Wolf saying that no, Jade's going to Raw. Then again, she could be part of that War Games women's match that I honestly didn't know was happening. I figured it was just going to be for the men's division, which normally we have seen from War Games, at least myself has, but now we could be seeing the women's division starting in the War Games bracket for Survivor Series. So, Horton, how do you feel about Jade and Charlotte? Do you think it's a slow build? Do you think it's a big build? Do you think that we are going to see Charlotte versus Jade in the near future, or is it something that it's not ready yet? It's not ready yet.
They're pushing Jade to be this superstar that she's not ready to be. I don't understand why they're doing this at the moment, because they have other superstars there that have been there and they pulled their weight, and that they need to be the ones on top first. Jade's coming from AEW. She needs to start out small. She needs to build herself up. Let the other girls have a chance. Then you can properly show what Jade has. As for going against Charlotte, it's stupid, because what, you're going to let Charlotte lose another match? I mean, Charlotte's supposed to be the queen. How are you going to beat her? And then
Right.
Jade's going to come in and just beat her all up. Is it going to be another Bianca Belair kind of thing where they're going to have her lose the squasher, and then everybody get pissed off? And then the next thing is what do they call it? The next thing is they're going to have her win, and she's going to be the top, like Bianca was. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you guys make very valid points here. To Kay's point, when Jade was wrestling, she was facing a very smaller division at the time, with the fact that the TBS belt, as she was champion, there wasn't a lot of strong-setted women that was really concurrent and facing in those things. A lot of her streak was squash matches. That was almost the bulk of her reign as TBS champion. So the fact that now Charlotte being in WWE, where there is a lot more, I would say, women to maneuver through and train from and learn from and adapt new wrestling skills from, it does give her that almost advantage to face somebody down the road like a Charlotte or Bianca, a Becky Lynch, a Bayley even. Like Horton was saying, maybe it's time for her to sit back and just kind of observe and wrestle other women in that division going forward before getting to that top of the mountain, those steps leading to the peak of that hill, and then get her into that motion of, okay, guess what? We got a pay-per-view coming. I think you're ready for Bayley. Guess what? I think you're now ready for Becky. I think you're ready for Bianca. I think now is the time to pull the trigger on somebody like Charlotte Flair going forward. And like Wolf's saying, I think the smarter move is having Jade face Bianca for Mania, which would mean that it's something going in the forward motion of a small build, getting her excited for these potential rivalries, than having her just thrown right in there and possibly shelved 6 months after her real debut, whether it's on Raw or on SmackDown or on both shows. So there is a lot of moving parts here, but at the same time, those moving parts need to be strategically placed in the right spot, because we've known that Jade is a superstar. Clearly, she is that image of a superstar, but it's how the WWE is going to maneuver her through this women's
Can
division.
you bring me one, babe? Okay. Sorry, Dylan.
And Wolf also says, save the women from Nia Jax. So that's also a big positive too. We don't want her facing people like Nia Jax, getting, I call it the PTO, where paid time off, she's hitting the signature move, letting people like Rhea Ripley or Raquel Rodriguez take a little time off to recover, do some other exciting events and stuff like that. We don't want Nia Jax coming in and doing all of that to these women and everything, and not letting these women have an actual opportunity and whatnot. But I might be mistaken. Wolf says, no, I mean, Jade should take Nia Jax out. Oh, and stop her carnage. Well, maybe. Wolf, maybe. You know, that could be the next thing for her. But again, I don't know if it's the time yet. Maybe that's her first hurdle she has to go through, is facing Nia Jax and eliminating her from that competition.
Ooh.
Because we now know that Nia Jax is in the market of facing the next of kin women's division champions, whether it's on Raw with Rhea Ripley or possibly on SmackDown with someone like Io Sky. So, you know, Nia Jax is in that bracket of that conversation, and you know, we've only seen destruction, unfortunately, fall her way. Not really
I'm not really good at voices.
purpose. What's up?
Oh, I was just talking to someone. I was telling them I'm not really good at voices. Someone on TikTok was asking.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I forgot to mute my mic.
No, you're good. We're back now with Willie Mack versus Samoa Joe, but I mean, I feel like we know Samoa Joe is going to retain.
Yes.
It sucks because Willie Mack is a good fighter, but we haven't seen much of Willie Mack. Willie Mack is ROH, so that is something to be very aware of. Here comes the Muscle Buster. Oh God, it's brutal.
I can't believe he can do it with someone that big. You know, Willie Mack's a big dude.
Willie Mack's a very big dude. There you go. All right. So Wolf saying, well, since allegedly he will most likely return by Survivor Series, maybe an RKO out of nowhere is once again in Nia Jax's future. Hey, Nia Jax has already taken one. 2 might be on the table. 2 might be on the table for Nia Jax. Maybe she'll take Randy's PTO signature move instead, and she'll be permanently on the shelf instead. I'm not a fan of Nia Jax. You know, it's nothing against her personally. I just don't find her to be a safe worker. I don't find her to be a true team player. But I hope that, you know, maybe this time around she is a little safer. She hasn't seemed that way, but again,
That's a great question. Thank you
we
for
shall
asking.
see. I miss Randy. I'll be crying if he comes back. We all will be, Wolf. We all will be. And I tell you now, if you're on that live stream, buddy, you're getting a clip. Clip's coming out of it.
That should be your spot.
Yeah, I mean, what's her name? Nia. I don't know. They might not push her.
No, that's the story of my life.
No fans don't.
Help people. I want to help guide people. And I came to AEW to take gold, to make champions, and to make stars. So if you're in that locker room and you need guidance and that's you, you want to become
They took
champion,
what's his
Alexa
name's wife
Bliss.
away. He's not.
you'd be free.
Or is that only on
Right? Is that
Dynamite?
the slogan?
I couldn't help but to hear what you were
Is
saying.
that the slogan that
Yeah.
Lana
Jon Moxley?
I could really benefit in having somebody like you
going with?
that can manage me. So I just wanted to let you know, I'm just one phone call away. And if you don't know, now you know, I'm Action Andretti.
Nice to meet you. Can't wait to get a call.
Right? Is that what Lana's new thing is? That
Yeah, she's gonna be a manager.
She's hot and flexible. Is that the thing that
Yeah.
she is?
Because
And-
that's how Miro's been referring to her since he's got to AEW, his hot and flexible wife. So when she appeared, it just said hot and flexible on the Titantron when she came out.
God bless her. You know what I mean? God bless her.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, before Horton gets very too excited, before of course the other ladies come out this evening, we do have now Lana possibly working with
What are you laughing at?
Action and
It's like a one eyebrow lift.
yeah,
Good
listen,
timing.
very exciting.
Very good timing, Horton.
Horny Horton, man. That's what I call it. That's what I call him here. Horny Horton, man. It's a great time. It's a great time. But you know, we have now Lana, as we just saw her on, possibly managing Action Andretti. Is that something we thought could happen? Asa, I'm gonna start with you, buddy. Like, what are we thinking when we hear that?
Well, what confused me out of that segment was who was calling who. I wasn't clear. Is she calling him? Is he calling her? I think they were both confused over who was calling who, and no one exchanged numbers either. So I don't see that one getting together personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a weird combo. It's a weird combo.
I
Kay,
don't see it. I don't see it coming together. I don't know. I don't see it.
What's a weird combo? Because I don't know the last time we saw Action Andretti on AEW. He's been in Ring of Honor for a while with
Yeah, good night too.
Martin. What's his first name?
Deontay.
Darius Martin. They've been a tag team for a while, and so I guess maybe he's going out on his own and is going to be back on AEW, which I would be for. I'm definitely for them doing something with Action Andretti. I think he's got a cool story that his first match was as a jobber against Jericho, and he beat him, and I feel like there's more to do with his character than that.
I'll be right back. I gotta turn my AC off. It's getting cold.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. You know, I'll be honest. Having Action Andretti win against somebody like Chris Jericho, the legend, the Lionheart, the catalyst of professional wrestling in multiple different areas, it feels like there was a lot more to build from that story that they decided not to do and utilize with, and instead almost immediately put him on the shelf and put him in the Ring of Honor because maybe they were lacking somebody like Action Andretti in Ring of Honor as a superstar. But we have seen him very briefly, like you said, Kay, in the AEW panel of roster veterans, and now he's back, I guess, or he moved up. Oh, it's Danhausen. Well, it's Halloween season, so it makes sense.
So, in case you're not familiar with Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, this is a parody of Halloween 3 Season of the Witch and their silver shamrock masks that they sell. And like this guy, like the main villain, like tries to like melt children's faces on Halloween night when they're wearing their silver shamrock mask. And that's the song from the
No,
silver
it doesn't
shamrock.
melt the children's
It
faces.
creates an alien portal into another dimension
Right.
where their faces should be.
Yes.
Are they going to have Danhausen come back? Or is he
Yeah.
still-
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just been injured.
Yeah. He's been injured.
He tore his pec or something, right?
Something like that.
Dang, I've already heard.
I love Danhausen. I cannot wait for his return.
I'm
Yeah, I
so
like
happy
it. I like
Danhausen's
this kid.
coming back.
What if Danhausen comes back and he's like,
Danhausen.
What if he's already back and he's just been living under the ring?
What if he comes back and he's like really
Comes
buff?
out like Hornswoggle and like, hello.
Shit. And he starts facing people like Action Andretti.
What, is this a match?
Yes.
Oh,
Juice
okay, cool.
Robinson versus somebody.
So I know this is AEW, but I have to say it. What do y'all think about the news breaking that Triple H and all them are wanting Bo Dallas to continue with the Firefly Funhouse?
Oh, I hadn't heard that.
That's Chris Daniels.
That is Christopher Daniels,
It's cool.
fallen angel.
I don't know about
Wow.
that with the Firefly Funhouse. I don't know about all that. I mean, it's his
What about
brother.
the Firefly
So
Funhouse?
I don't know. I think they should probably just leave it alone.
Yeah,
Well, we
news is
talked
going
about it.
around.
We talked about it recently on the podcast, Horton, and so if everybody isn't aware, as well as on Twitter, on TikTok, and everything, this past Thursday, like Horton said, we were talking about how Bo Dallas has considered and or in talks with WWE bringing back the Firefly Funhouse, the Wyatt Six faction, and a whole lot more, and continuing the legacy of his brother Bray Wyatt. Now, myself and Mike from Suplex Media, shout out Mike, we had a lot to talk about, and of course, if you haven't watched the episode, go ahead and watch it. But in layman's terms, I'm gonna speak last because I feel like what I'll say is kind of gonna relate to a lot of everyone else's. But Horton, we'll start with you. How do you feel with the possibility of Bo Dallas bringing back the Firefly Funhouse, as of course Chris Daniels and Juicy Juice Robinson right here is going to be fighting each other? How do you feel about that possibility?
If he can pull it off, if Bo Dallas can pull off the Firefly Funhouse, then I think he has a chance of doing pretty good. Will he be the Fiend? No, but I don't know about the Wyatt Six. They should just get rid of that.
Mm-hmm.
But
okay.
I would rather them bring back the Wyatt family. I feel like he could fill in that hole better than the Firefly Funhouse hole. Because, like, the Firefly Funhouse was like a place in Bray Wyatt's mind, and at least that's how I always visioned it. And so it would just be a constant reminder that he is no longer there, rather than like a rebranding or repackaging of a Wyatt family type of thing.
I just want to say
I would rather them not do either and just come up with something new. But
Lewis, I'm gonna put this up here, and I'm gonna say the other thing.
No,
Lewis says I would love to see it. Christopher Daniels is 53 years old. I just want to put that out there, and he's still kicking ass and taking names. So shout out to him. But Wolf says maybe they wait it out until Alexa comes back and Alexa hosts it.
that would be horrible, Wolf. No, Alexa did a horrible job. That was.
So what are your thoughts on the possibility of Bo Dallas coming back and restarting up that Wyatt legacy and continuing on from where, unfortunately, from Bray's passing, left off?
Yeah, like Kay said, I think it's probably best to let it lay. I mean, a lot of that came straight out of Bray Wyatt's head, and as she said, it would just be a constant reminder he's not here, because whoever comes up with the ideas, whether it's Bo Dallas or Triple H or Paul Heyman or whoever, they're not going to be the same level of creativity and the same type of creativity as Bray Wyatt was producing. So let's just not even try. Let's try to produce something new and not try to replicate something we're not going to replicate successfully.
Correct. When me and Mike were talking about it on Thursday, we pretty much touched upon the same thing. Mike had a very good point of this is maybe the way Bo Dallas is grieving. And this is his grieving process of allowing this legacy that is so heartfelt to the Rotunda family to continue on, even though Bray isn't here. But it allows that void almost to be closed each and every time this does occur, whether it's on SmackDown and or Raw, from whatever or however they're going to do it. But to your guys' point, Kay and Asa, like, yeah, and that's where I kind of stand with the
Hold on a
two.
minute.
It's no problem. It's almost too much of a sensitive subject to touch upon, because every time we will hear the Firefly Funhouse's theme go off, and those vignettes and those promos, as well as those puppets, we will automatically think of Bray Wyatt, and that sadness will come back immensely each and every time we do something like this. Now, some say this is a perfect way for a grieving process to process, but like, I related it to my father recently. My father passed 4 years ago, Tuesday. I want to say it was his anniversary of his passing. And we were going to go see the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie. That was what we planned to go see until, unfortunately, he passed. And I still went to see that movie, but yet, there was still that emptiness that was there, besides being in the sink that was empty, but that emptiness still was there going to see that movie. Now, every year on his passing, I still watch that movie as a remembrance, almost to be able to feel like he was still here, even though it's been 4 years. And the first 2 years were hard, watching it and realizing like he's not downstairs or whatnot. But, as time has gone on, there is that almost comfort to it that he is here in spirit or in some way. But, that void never really closes, I feel like, especially losing a parent young, because I was only like 24 when he passed. So, or 25 really when he passed. So, it's a very interesting, I'll say, feeling of having that type of traumatic incident happen, and having that happen during the time period that was very interesting in itself. It was just a accumulation of like wild feelings. And then now, even 4 years after, it still brings up, unfortunately, that day, even though I watched that movie as almost a homage to him. So in a way, Bo doing the same thing in WWE as not only fans, if you take the fans out of it, I don't know if that's that feeling that he wants to be able to feel again, even if it is for that 20-minute segment, that 10-minute vignette, that 5-minute promo, that 2-minute vignette, or whatever that case may be, for himself to heal as this passing for him and his family still continues on. So, in ways like, yes, it's a beautiful process to process this, because what Bray has given to the WWE from his mind alone is a creative genius thinking that nobody will really touch upon. They could try to, reenact it in multiple different ways, but in essence, you'll never get Bray Wyatt who Bray Wyatt was, because Bray's not here. But now with that, Bo trying to continue that legacy, for us as fans, it's a touchy subject. But for him, that might be the way that he grieves and is able to process his loss throughout during that time. So, it could be a win for him personally, to grieve and be able to heal from that sadness. But, you know, for him as well and his family, is that moment that we see each and every week worth that sadness, that Band-Aid almost reopening up for our entertainment? Is it really worth it? And I think that's really the question that Bo has to almost ask himself, because if he's willing to go out and do that, then great. And if that's the point of it, then awesome. But if it's just to continue something that Bray started, like Kay said, like Asa said, let's just move on. You know, like, let's try something different. Let's work with what we already have and build upon it from there. Then try to reopen a wound that many of us aren't really ready to reopen yet. Sorry for that long rant, but I felt like you needed
No,
that.
I'm in the same boat, Dylan. Yeah, me and my mom went to go see that same Batman movie you're talking about. We went to go see it together, me and my mom, and she passed in 2011, I believe, and it was a good movie. And but I feel like, you know, if Bo Dallas, if he has the skills to wrestle and also the creative side to it, then I have a feeling that he might be able to pull this off. But I'm not too familiar with Bo Dallas's promo skills. The only thing I remember of him was the whole Bo Leave thing, and that was horrible. So I don't know. I think maybe if he does follow in his brother's footsteps and pulls this off, he might be the next Kane, you know.
Yeah, I mean, if he can do it, great. Let him. I just doubt that he can do it. That's my thing. I mean, I doubt anyone. I don't think
he's a good wrestler, and in a way, I feel maybe he probably been a lot better than Bray was when it comes to wrestling.
You said you thought he was a better wrestler than Bray?
I said he could probably be a better wrestler than Bray.
Oh.
I mean, he has I mean, looking at Bray and looking at, you know, Bo, who has the better body? The better body has always been Bo. Bo has a heck of a body, and that's not, you know, that's not gay or nothing. I'm just saying. But
now it seems gay. Important.
Hey, we know I don't float that boat.
What is up with the dry mouth in the Bullet Club Gold? Like, they just need they need a water boy to be there at like all times to squirt water into their mouths.
Yeah.
Like, it is a problem. It is a distracting problem.
Yeah.
Like, Jay is the worst of all of them, but Vince, it's like, drink some water or something.
They're dehydrated when they wrestle.
Yeah.
They're not hydrated when they wrestle.
Yeah. It's an issue.
Yeah. But you know that's how you show your. I didn't
veins. Yeah.
I like how
I didn't know that. That's actually your way to show your abs.
It's a way to show your veins too. That's what The Rock said. He's always like super dehydrated on movie sets because it makes his veins pop out.
And that's I never heard of the most dumbest thing in the world until someone said that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
you little devil mouth with your paid off chips, because we all know you have no friends, Max. So now this is happening. Now you want to fall apart, Max.
I like how Christopher Daniels is still in the ring. Dead.
Dead, yeah.
Like, just useless while Jay's cutting a promo over his body. Like, you know, truthfully, just we saw someone wearing a Better Than You Baby New York Mets edition t-shirt at the indie show last night, which was great. And then we also saw someone next to him wearing a Jay White Switchblade shirt. So we were walking out of the show, and we saw the guy with the Switchblade shirt. So Sam goes, "Do you think Jay White has it for Full Gear this year?" And the guy goes, "Yeah, absolutely." And I go, "Oh, you're so fucking wrong. You're so fucking wrong. It's not even funny. But I love you, bro. It's all right. It's all good." But let's get to this fun question because I want to hear everybody else's. Column says, "Who is y'all's favorite AEW wrestler right now?" Who's everyone? Everyone can pick one. Everyone can pick a men and a women. If you want to pick a tag team, I'll also allow that. But I will let everyone kind of think quickly. I'm going to use the facilities as you guys kind of elaborate some thoughts, and let the people know who's y'all's favorite right now in AEW. I feel like everybody knows mine, so I feel like I don't even need to be here to say it. But you know,
I don't know who your favorite woman is.
Favorite woman is, yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta debate that one right now. So give me a second. Let me go debate that. You guys let me know about your men and women, and we'll go from there. His favorite is Bryan Danielson. So let's go from there. And then when I come back, we'll go one by one.
That might be the objective best is probably Bryan Danielson, but he's not my favorite. I think my favorite man.
But are we supposed to wait for Dylan to come back?
Are we? Oh, I'll wait for Dylan to come back then.
How do you know yours already? That's so impressive. Do you already know yours?
Yeah.
I don't know mine.
Yeah.
Thank you. I didn't know who my favorite is.
I know who my favorites are, yeah.
Well, I have favorites. I don't know who my favorite singular is.
Yeah.
The people don't.
Well, like, does it have to be? So, like, in AEW means like someone who's wrestled for AEW or someone who is in AEW.
Someone currently in
I
AEW.
think someone in AEW.
See, because then that takes my favorites out of
Not
play.
somebody who's wrestled for AEW like once or twice.
Okay.
I think he means someone
Oh
who's
yeah, Cody Rhodes.
Like on the
in
roster.
on the roster.
Yeah, currently active on the roster.
Yes, currently active on the roster.
Mm.
Like you don't even have to ask me. You already know.
It's a very good question. It's a very good question, Colin.
It's a really hard question.
Is it though?
Yeah, it is. Your dude's not even in my running, guys. Like, no.
My favorite guy. would
Not
have
even in the top 10.
I don't know, man. Listen, we watch the product every single week. I feel like you know, everybody almost has a favorite. Just like Wolf says, everyone knows my favorite with a smiley face. Oh, we know who your favorite girl is.
Julia.
And your favorite male is as well. Colin says, my four favorite are Bryan Danielson, Darby Allin, Jon Moxley, Eddie Kingston. I love it. I love it. TikTok, I want to hear your favorite four AEW current superstars as well. Men and
Wait, can I pick four?
You can pick four. You know what? We'll pick four.
You can pick four in your face.
I can only pick like two.
Four. Let's make it a little more fun. So that way we'll pick two men and two women. And it has to be two single stars of men and two single stars of women. Let's make it a little fun now.
Oh wait, no, I was doing four dudes.
Yeah, you can't do one gender. You gotta pick two and two. So we'll do two men, two women. Who do you guys have on TikTok for your four? Horton, Asa, Kay. Do you guys know your four?
Well, if they're injured, can I not pick them? Because they're not technically active? Okay, good. Okay, then I'm ready.
All right.
Oh, wait, no, I have five. Hold on, I'm not ready. I lied. I have five.
Okay, never mind. She's not ready.
Sorry. Okay, now I'm ready.
Okay, what do you got?
Okay, for dudes, I got Ray Phoenix and Swerve Strickland.
Woo! Good ones.
And then for the ladies, I have Toni Storm and Thunder Rosa.
Yes, that's what I think.
I think I called the ladies. I knew those. Were
Yeah. Yeah, pretty open about my love for both of them.
Absolutely. Horton, are you ready for your 4?
Wants to know as well.
I'm going to 2-2. So for girls, you probably already know what I'm going to say.
I
Sky
don't know.
Blue.
There's a lot of women that you'd be looking at, so I don't know, buddy.
Sky Blue is one
Anyone
of my top
female?
favorite girls.
Sky Blue. Hey,
The
yeah.
other one, I would have to say Julia Hart. I like the character she's got going on. For the guys, Darby Allin and Swerve Strickland.
Okay. That's a good one. My guy Asa, who do you got?
All right. For the men, I'm counting him because he's there enough. El Hijo del Vikingo.
Whoa,
Facts.
bullshit. No. If I couldn't pick Will Ospreay, you can't pick a
He's there
Vikingo.
more than Osprey's there.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
No.
No, he's
I
not.
don't think you should be allowed to pick that. I'd like to say,
Ospreay was just in 2 pay-per-views back to back.
yeah, in your face.
Vikingo wasn't.
Yeah.
Vikingo
How
wasn't.
many pay-per-views has Vikingo been in? None.
He was on a Ring of Honor pay-per-view.
That doesn't count. That's not
AEW.
AEW. The
Not
question was about
All
AEW.
right, I'll pick someone else then.
All right.
Trying to break the rules.
You want some time, or do you want me to go first, or?
I can pick someone else.
Okay.
All right. Ray Phoenix and Bryan Danielson.
Okay. All right. Good enough.
And for the women, Toni Storm and Thunder Rosa.
Copied her sheet. Just copied it. I love it. All righty.
Well, I didn't have Bryan Danielson, so.
Wolf says Adam Copeland, John Moxley, his wifey, Julia Hart, and his other wifey, his side chick, in case Julia's not available, Jamie Hayter. All right. Now that's I like it. All right. So my 2 males, you know who it already is. The number 1 guy in the best wrestling company of all time. It is Maxwell Jacob Friedman, the devil himself. But my number 2 is also Swerve Strickland. Swerve is a phenomenal athlete. Now, women-wise, I would say Chris Statlander, because she can wrestle really well. And no, Wolf, I'm sorry, I can't join you just yet on the Julia Hart train or Horton on the Sky Blue train. I'm sorry. But I will say, I'll say Toni Storm as well. Toni Storm is just, her between the vignettes alone are just, money. It's just money. It's just printed money. So, absolutely. But that was a fun question, Callum. I appreciate it, Callum. Callum or Colin.
What's
I
the
don't know.
point for me? I got shouted at.
What?
Well, that's because you tried to cheat.
I got shouted at.
You got shouted out because you were
Oh,
cheating.
yeah, you picked the wrestler that's not like wrestling actively on the thing, man.
I don't
I'm
want to
sorry,
see the
Scott.
Iron Savages anymore. Also, that's another thing.
What?
I don't want to see the Iron Savages
Oh,
anymore.
you don't want to see the second generation ass boys?
No, I don't want to fucking see them anymore.
I don't
To
even.
become the official jobbers of Collision.
Never again.
Tap. Yeah, tap. I knew he was gonna tap. Like, I don't even know why Kyle Fletcher's trying to wrestle solo.
He's got
Well, he has to. He doesn't have a choice. Mark broke his wrist.
Yeah, but he could still be outside on the apron. Still could be coming out in the entrance.
Yeah, so we talked about this the other day because I agree with you, and with Adam Cole, Adam Cole being injured,
Adam Cole's a little
he's still doing. Well, but he's still doing the vignettes and stuff. But Asa was saying within their contract, sometimes it says if you're injured and not appearing on television, then those days get added to the end of your contract for when your contract's up. And so that's why most people don't show up when they're injured.
Yeah.
Because then they can't add those wrestling days on.
We have to get to this. We have been trios champs for. In terms of what's next, I just hope that MJF can
Stop.
I wondered where she was.
He thinks I'm handsome.
FaZe B says Tony Khan wants Will Ospreay to come to AEW, so he's favoring him. There's another
I
reason.
also want Will Ospreay to come to AW.
Kyle Fletcher is getting more time, so it's okay, is what Wolf says. And of course, Santos has hit us finally with what he wants, what he thinks is a very good set of 4. MJF, of course, because he knows who his true tribal chief is. John Moxley, Tony Storm, and Chris Statlander as well. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Santos. FaZe B, if you want to give your 4 as well, your men and your women, 2 and 2, go right ahead. We'll pull you up as well over here on the live. I want to thank everybody, of course, on TikTok hanging out with us. Horton, I see you on TikTok as well, saying what's up. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
You're an idiot. A true dumbass.
I need to get on the TikTok.
Yeah, buddy.
That's where it is right now.
Where it is. It's where all the cool people are at, you know, all the cool guys. All the cool guys.
Make quick videos. That's right.
Yeah, you can make quick videos.
I upload a lot of
Live.
shit, so it's just like, you know. Now I've been doing the TikTok lives. That honestly has been doing really, really, really good. Callum, we're going to answer your question in just a moment. What is your favorite AEW pay-per-view? We'll start with just this year alone, but Callum, we'll answer that in a little bit. As of course, there's my boy Daniel Garcia. We just saw him last night. Give my boy Sammy Boy a high five on that. It was so great to watch him, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I'm gonna talk briefly about the indie show now on the channel because it was so much fun. It really was. So
He's about to. Nope. Sorry.
Sky Blue, Orton's wife, right here. Wife number 2. Wife 1 doesn't know about wife number 2 right now because she's on television.
Question is, why is she wearing a shirt? I'm just joking.
I
didn't mean it like that.
Terrible.
I guess she's doing the new merch and everything. So
we're getting you a Sky Blue T-shirt.
I'm not a fan of the sky blue. I got misted in the face by Julia Hart, and now I'm grumpy look. I prefer the happy, smiley sky blue without makeup dripping all over her face.
Well,
it's stupid.
I like the grumpy look.
No, it's stupid. I don't mind the look. I mind the idea behind the look.
I don't know about the look either because now she's starting to look like a Julia Hart House of Black member.
Well, plus, like, Julia Hart's misted how many women, and she's the only one that's been affected in this way.
Mist worked its way into her soul. It's changed her soul.
It's dumb.
Chris Stratlander was also in Long Island last night and wrestled in a 3v3 mixed gender match last night on Create Pro, which was really, really cool. Pat Buck also was wrestling last night in Create Pro as well. It was very interesting. Pat Buck, from AEW.
Former AEW, they got. Didn't he get? He got released. Yeah.
Yes, and Moose from Impact, from TNA Impact,
He's like,
last night as well. So shout out to them. Shout out to Long Island Create Pro. Appreciate it. Thank you. But speaking of Create Pro and everything, like I said, I was going to talk about a little bit of the House of Glory last night because that was a lot of fun. We got to see Isaiah Cassidy and Daniel Garcia and just come out and hang out and have a good old time. But of course, Mike Santana and Rocky Romero wrestled last night.
That's awesome.
So cool. But I think the coolest thing out of it all is we've seen him so many times. As you see on TikTok, I'm wearing the other shirt of the Friday the 13th, Suzuki and Jason. So everybody now can see it right here, Friday the 13th, Minoru Suzuki. And what is that? There's his signature, baby. We got it autographed. I got to meet him. He was so much fun to hang out with. So cool. Funny guy. I was telling everybody about it. It's my first ever indie show, so I'm very, very excited. I'm sorry I keep talking about it. I know probably a lot of people getting bored with the same story, but it was so much fun to hear and talk to him. It was a really cool event. So Minoru Suzuki, absolute legend. I appreciate everything he's ever done in New Japan Wrestling, an absolute icon. But really funny dude. Like, he genuinely was funny. Horton, we were on the table. We were waiting for him to sign our stuff. He goes, I go, hey, I just watched you on Title Tuesday against Eddie Kingston at 7:30 and everything. And he goes, oh, you must be a wrestling fan then. I said, well, it'd be pretty weird for me to buy a T-shirt just to get you to sign it. Now, wouldn't it? And he started laughing. He goes, yes, it would be. Yes, it would be. And we talked for like 20 minutes. It was so nice. Shook my hand. Really, really a true gentleman. And really great guy and everything. So that was so much fun. We're gonna pop this up. Lewis says John Moxley, Bryan Danielson, Sky Blue, and Chris Statlander for his 5. But as Sky Blue and the legend, the Long Island legend, I'm gonna call her, Chris Statlander, are wrestling as we speak right now. What was everybody's favorite pay-per-view this year? Callum says Blood and Guts was his favorite pay-per-view. Now, I don't know if I'd consider that a pay-per-view.
Why aren't you wearing
technically it is a
the
TV
face
show?
paint like Julia Hart? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
What's up?
Sky Blue. She's wearing the face paint like
Because she got
Julia
misted. Julia Hart misted her, and she's been wearing eye makeup like that ever since.
I don't know why.
I can tell you my favorite.
I can tell you my favorite too. You go first.
Wrestle Dream.
Mine is also Wrestle Dream.
Horton?
Minus the women's match.
Wrestle Dream.
Haters.
That's the only
Here's the
ones I watched. I never watched anything else except for Wrestle Dream, to be honest.
So then Wrestle Dream.
Good choice, though, Horton.
If
If you're gonna pick an AW show to see for the first time, that's a good choice.
I'd also say
I didn't want to get kicked out, so I had to choose it. Just joking.
I would say there's 2. Honestly, I have 2. And it's really hard. Some days I'm more one than the other. Lewis also says Wrestle Dream. Wolf says, I saw Wolf's answer. Forbidden Door is really Wolf's answer of 2023. Crazy. And it was a good show. It was a good show. He had a 5 out of 5 masterclass wrestling. Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega, but Revolution was really good this year. AEW Revolution.
What was on Revolution? I don't
remember Revolution.
Daniel Bryan 60-minute Iron Man match.
Oh, that was great.
Hold on, let me pull up the card. AEW Revolution 2023. So the pre-show was Mark Briscoe and the Lucha Brothers. Took on Ari Daivari and the Varsity Athletes, which was cool to see him. But we had a burial match. Jack Perry, Jungle Boy versus Christian Cage. We had, of course, Buddy Matthews. Oh, no, wait, hold on. Yeah, Buddy Matthews and Brody King. And Alec and Malachi Black tag team and won the trios tag team. They had Jamie Hayter with Britt Baker versus Ruby Soho and Saraya in a triple threat. The main event, of course, was none other than MJF and Daniel Bryan. But we also had Samoa Joe defeated TNT champion Wardlow for the belt. We also had the Acclaimed match, FTR match as well. And then, of course, the one that everyone has said already, Wrestle Dream is my other one as well. Ricky Starks versus Jericho, Jungle Boy and Christian Cage, Final Burial, Mox and Hangman and Texas Death Match, Elite versus House of Black Trios title. Yep.
I don't think she's gonna win this title.
Statlander's winning.
Yes, Statlander is definitely winning.
Statlander's retaining until Full Gear.
Who do you think she's going to lose her to?
Julia.
Is that when Julia's supposed to come back?
I'd hope so. I don't think so, but I'd hope so. If not, then she's keeping it at Full Gear as well.
Yeah, I don't want her
Unless
losing it to
Thunder Rosa
Julia
comes back.
Hart.
No. See, you didn't Julia Hart on YouTube.
I didn't what?
You haven't watched the video of me talking about my booking of Julia Hart.
No, I have not.
Yeah, you have to.
Okay, I will definitely. I'll check it out.
I mean, I could just tell you in summary. It's not that big.
Okay.
Deal. She loses at Wrestle Dream, which we knew. But my thought was, it's the opportunities of how she comes back to the title that matters. And I would say that, and I kind of got this inspiration from you when I shouted you guys out because you guys put this thought into my head.
We made her the most powerful wrestler in the promotion.
She starts using her black magic,
Mhm.
but she only uses it during Chris Statlander matches during Dynamite. So when Chris Statlander is wrestling on Dynamite, certain things happen, like the lights go out or whatever, and she starts getting defeated. Now, mind you, these are non-title matches, but she at least is losing.
Nice powerbomb.
At the time, we don't know who because it doesn't really show Julia Hart in this aspect, but on Collision, Julia Hart is wrestling and winning matches. On the week of Full Gear, on Dynamite, Chris Statlander comes out and calls out, whoever the hell has been messing with me, you need to come out. And then the House of Black come out, but it's just Julia Hart. And she has a book. And inside the book is a whole bunch of names. Those names have been crossed out because those are all the wins that she has gotten. Now, she has one name on the bottom that's circled, and it says ×3. And she says, I will see you at Full Gear. And leaves the book in the middle of the ring showing her name. And at Full Gear, Julia then proves, without Brody King, without Malachi Black by her side, that she can be the next TBS champion.
I loved it until the end.
Oh, super. Nice.
Everybody does. Everybody does. Everybody does.
Very good.
But
What a hell of
the
a
reason
fight.
why I say it's that Julia Hart could be your next TBS champion is because then it opens the door up for people like Kiera Hogan, Sky Blue, and a lot of the third string women that are just hanging out in the division that are being considered squash matches. It gives these women opportunities for a belt that becomes significant throughout its time. Because if we've seen it, like we all have, the TBS belt doesn't have any true significance in the women's division. It's a belt just to get your name out there and in the running for a possible women's championship match down the road. Now, Chris at this stage of the game has earned her way into that conversation to face people like Toni Storm, Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa, etc., all ex-women
What was
champions.
the point of Willow coming out there?
But what happens now is that as Julia is champion, we start seeing a nice influx of women that then possibly bring us to 2 matches per pay-per-view on the women's division for pay-per-view shows on the main card. That is what I think could happen if Julia Hart is the TBS champion. Because you now have opportunities for the TBS belt that could happen on matches besides 0 Hour and on Dynamite and on Collision. But you could have a triple threat match for the TBS belt on a pay-per-view with a very good build. You could have a very interesting ladder match for an opportunity at the TBS belt going forward, introducing a lot of women from not only AEW, but from Ring of Honor and the indie shows itself. So that's what I would have said to Tony in pitching the idea of having Julia being that catalyst to bring up that women's division into that next year going forward. Because in my opinion, Julia could be that person if she has the backing of the company behind her.
Mm-hmm.
And that I know it's a hard one to swallow. It's a hard one to swallow, but my thought is this.
I'd rather Sky Blue win it, honestly. If you're going to give it to a woman who I don't think deserves it, Sky Blue is at least better than Julia Hart.
Julia Hart is
Sky
the
Blue's
House
not
of
gonna
Black.
get it. The only reason why
Mind you,
Sky Blue is
The House
popular
of
is because
Black
of Black.
could
That's it.
retain the tag team, could become tag team champions or trios champions again, and the whole House of Black is dripping in gold.
Yeah, but I want it to be well-earned, deserved gold.
That's what it could
Kona
be.
Soraya.
That's what it could be, is what I'm saying to you. That's what it could be. If Julia wins this belt, that's what it could be. Because now when Malachi comes back and Brody and Buddy come back, they're going to see, well, if Julia's the only one here working and willing to win, we need to step our game up. Now it brings interesting new competition for the trios division, for the
So you're saying the House of Black needs to say, we need to be more like Julia Hart?
We need to be more of a dominant faction in AEW. But Julia being the catalyst, because right now Brody King's not doing anything. He's just a bodyguard for Julia. Buddy Matthews is getting married. Malachi is out injured. Julia's your only person that has a faction that is built on strength and power already.
But she's also out getting married.
Right, which I didn't know that, which kind of defeats the whole fucking thing that I just said.
Yeah.
Which sucks, because that if I told Tony that, if I was able to tell Tony Khan, listen, do it this way, and I guarantee you're gonna have a lot. Because imagine in my eyes, in my thought process is, the point is, and you guys have said it multiple times on your podcast, and I've also kind of reiterated as well, if you have more interesting women wrestling in matches, you're going to have a demographic that's going to almost even out over time to a 50-50 in the stands of men and women. And if that happens, your sales, financially speaking, are going to go up. So, in all honesty, it's a win-win, because people already like Julia Hart. People already like Sky Blue. People like Kiera Hogan. People like Chris Statlander and Willow and everybody else. So now, if you drip one of them with gold and have a lot of the others like vultures circling around prey and making interesting matches, you now have opportunities to sell multiple, if not thousands, of T-shirts and merch stuff going down the road on these live shows. And
but I'm just saying, like, out of all the women you just named, any one of them is a better choice than Julia Hart. Like, I'm not against putting the belt on a different woman. I'm against them putting it on that woman.
Julia Hart, though. It's House of Black.
Yeah.
And that's what you have to realize.
I'd rather them give it to a woman who has earned it because she's a woman and a wrestler.
Julia will earn it going forward, is what I'm saying. Julia, unfortunately, is the only one in the House of Black faction that is actually actively working until recent. She's been the only one working. So in my eyes, if you have a faction that has been dominating AEW in the men's division already, with the weakness in the women's division, having her slowly build herself into better women's matches, as we've seen, giving her this opportunity makes sense. Because when these other gentlemen come back, now they're going to do everything in their power to bring back gold on their shoulders, making this faction the most dominant faction in AEW. Which
But
means
you're still giving her the belt because you think that
House of
the
Black-
faction needs the belt, the House of Black needs the belt. But I think that the person that gets the belt should be the woman who is good and earns the belt.
Yeah, I don't care if she loses it to Willow 3 months after. I don't give a fuck. As long as it makes sense, it makes sense. But as of now, I'm saying, I'm looking at present. Of course, yeah. 3 months from now, Julia's not gonna have the belt, and I know she knows that. But if she starts the movement for it, you know, my thing is winning for the women's division. So if you can have somebody that already has a strong background with a faction behind them that is considered a strong faction, put your best players up forward to then have everybody behind them go after the main faction. Julia will be knocked down.
I just don't agree. Like, I just don't feel like it needs to be with a faction. Like, I get what you're saying, but her being in a faction isn't making her better in the ring. You know, like, I want someone who is currently decent in the ring.
Who would you pick?
I would pick Willow. I would pick Willow. I would pick Sky Blue. I would pick anyone in the women's division except for Julia Hart and Anna JAS over her.
But do you think that Willow and Sky Blue can move the goalpost in bringing a new look to the women's division 4 months from now?
I think they could. I think that it's better than having 4 months of mediocre wrestling with a belt.
Okay.
I just feel like I feel like if you're trying to justify having a women's division and you're trying to prove that you can do something with the belts that means something, giving them to a wrestler who can't wrestle well is not the thing you need to do. You know? And I mean, yes, she's improving, but she's improving from like level 0 or like level -50. You know? So she's still got so much more to go before she should even be considered for a belt.
But what's Willow doing?
Having decent matches.
Okay.
You know, I mean, like she's been on Ring of Honor, at least in the last, I haven't watched Ring of Honor recently, but in the past, she's been on Ring of Honor. I don't know. I feel like Julia's been getting this push, but that doesn't mean that she's good at wrestling. That just means that they've been pushing her. So I feel like you could do that with a woman who is good in the ring and then have a decent wrestler getting pushed and then give that decent wrestler the belts. I don't know. I don't get it. Ooh, Miro is attacking Action Andretti.
I don't know. Unfortunately, it's not really about who's a good wrestler or not, and it should be.
It should be.
It's stupid, but they like, for instance, like, what does each person have that makes them popular, makes them good? Julia Hart has that dark, mysterious character going, and everybody loves that stuff because it's interesting. Chris Statlander, she's just a beast. That's pretty much what they're pushing her as, that strong, tough girl. Sky Blue, what does she have going for it? Her butt.
Her butt, yeah.
That's what
I'm
everybody-
happy that's the first thing you thought of.
Well, that's what's all over the internet. It's all over the internet.
Yeah, but
about
that's
her
not
body.
that's not a thing that I would say she has going for her though.
I mean, her
Like-
character, she does. Her character, that's where her character's based off of. That's why she wears the shorts like she's wearing. She's pretty decent in the ring, yeah, but she's not something that's like eye popping, you know. Saraya, she has history. She has the history of the WWE and stuff, and she's popular. Willow, she might be a good wrestler. The problem is that she just doesn't have a look, and that's not fair for her. But what people look at.
I don't know. In my eyes, it just seems like I don't see a lot of these other women because of the matches that they've been in, these storylines that they've been in, have been as strong. If I was Tony Khan, this is how I'm looking at it. I don't know. Maybe this might make a little more sense on why I picked Julia Hart, but in my eyes, I'm looking at it as if I'm one of the creators, if I'm one of the writers in the back, and I'm writing decent stories for Willow, decent stories for Sky, decent stories for Kira, decent stories for Chris Statlander, and I'm only moving the goalpost millimeter by millimeter with the women's division that's current. And then I have this opportunity to have this faction frontline, a movement that could benefit a lot more in 4 months, let's say, from now, with good storytelling, then I choose the safe bet only because of the fact that you have one superstar that's growing over time, that fans are starting to get behind. On top of that, you have 3 other people who have been champion, who have wrestled on different promotions like Malachi and Buddy Matthews, who have wrestled for WWE, which brings in that clout factor, and Brody King, who is the muscle in that faction going forward with somebody that, yes, is still learning the ropes of professional wrestling and maybe isn't growing at a speed that we all would like her to grow in, but with more opportunities getting to that TBS belt at, let's say, a Full Gear or even a Revolution, let's say, then I think there's a better chance on betting on the horse that has a higher win percentage than somebody like Sky Blue or Willow that, yeah, it makes more sense to give it on someone else because maybe they wrestle better in the ring professionally, but it's what are they actually going to do for this women's division creatively if it's just going to be the same copy and paste method for them as champion when there's potential for Julia to push something forward creatively. She could be the worst wrestler in the world, but if she's creatively going to bring a different look to the business, then okay, great. Having her be champion's not that big of a deal then. But if in 4 months they do nothing and it's the same carbon copy nonsense that we've been seeing with every TBS champion, then it was a huge mistake. And we
Chris
need
Statlander is only the second TBS champion.
right. But if they do the same thing with Willow or Sky, where Willow and Sky do matches with people we know and then matches with people we don't know, and then have a feud that maybe matters to a point, but then just repetitious matches that become squash matches, or when we're doing our predictions, matches that we're not excited for, then okay, it's the same thing. But with creative wise, if Julie's going to be that creative catalyst, then okay, I'd rather her have it because then at least 2 months, 3 months, I can bear her non-professional performance if she's moving the needle for the rest of them going forward.
I just don't, why don't you just keep it on Chris Statlander and have them write more interesting stories than just for one woman?
Because they won't.
But I feel like that's a more realistic goal than Julia Hart to be good at wrestling quickly.
No, that's the easiest answer. That's the easiest answer, is just going, okay, at Full Gear, you're pivoting to that next level where we couldn't get with Jade. Now it's all these women plus people from Ring of Honor going forward and pushing that needle forward. Yeah, Chris is really my number one, but if they're going to take it off of her, which is what I feel is going to happen for her at Full Gear, if I had to pick somebody, yeah, I'm going to pick someone with a faction that's behind them that even if she can't wrestle creatively, if they're going to move the needle with at least her, then I'd rather it be her than have the same carbon copy fiber storyboard with Sky and Willow, because then you're just never going to give any of these women the same thing. Or any type of leeway is really my thing. I want more. I want more from this women's division, because the women that are in this division can do amazing things and honestly can probably pull out crazy ass stories that Britt Baker has proven that she's done, that Tony has proven she's done, Ruby has proven she's done, Sheeta has proven she's done.
I could never see them giving a men's belt to a male wrestler because his story is interesting, even if he's not a good wrestler.
David Arquette.
Well, no, I'm not talking about WCW. I'm talking about AEW. Yeah, I mean, like, that would never happen in the AEW men's division, you know? And so I think if they wouldn't do that to the men, I don't think they should do that to the women. I think you should always have people having your belts that are capable of having good matches. And I just put the wrestling ahead of the stories. So, like, I know a lot of people like the stories more, and I get that.
Stories over the belts.
Yeah,
because that's drawing me in.
Yeah, see, and that's not how I work. So I think like we're never going to agree on this because like stories are never more important to me than the belts, you know, and the wrestling.
Right. And that, but I enjoy that differentiation of it because, you know, I'm coming from someone that loved reading. Stories brought me into the books. Stories brought me into the video games. Stories brought me into the movies. The plot, all of that brought me into what's happening. Everything that surrounds it elevates it to that next level, which is great and what you want. But I don't look at what's surrounding it and going, well, that's what's drawing me in. No, I don't know. Maybe it's just like I said, like we just said, it's different of opinion, and I love the opinion. I do. I totally understand it. I respect it, and it's full of scars. But yeah, I don't know. It's just to me like I feel like there's so much missed potential, even with the men's division in certain storylines that they could be doing a lot better. Like even with the heavyweight division for like people like Wardlow and Powerhouse Hobbs and Miro, like there's a lot more that can be done that they choose not to work upon. And whether it's because of lack of writers, lack of ideas, lack of creative, lack of time, the fact that they have an immense roster that extends ball field's length.
A super heavyweight division.
Yeah, you know, whatever it is, great. But you know, and I feel like WWE has done this as well, and AEW's at that moment where they're banking on their main stories as the things to keep people glued in. Which, yeah, it does, especially if the writing's interesting. But then if you're making the writing interesting for them, why aren't you spreading that wealth around all these other people that people are screaming for? Is my thing. And that's where I lay with it. And it's just like, you know, and I'd rather safe bet than not bet wrong. I'd rather place my creative on people that I believe could project and move that needle forward and and stuff, and really bank on an underdog that people might not even see coming. So, but yeah, we see. Who knows? Tony Khan, give me a call. You know what I mean? That's it. Sorry, Tony Khan, give me a call. That's all I really want. You know what I mean? So, the fact that Christian Cage, though, as we speak of the women's division and everything else, wrestles in a sweater and a turtleneck is elite. You got to be a true father hater to wrestle in a turtleneck. You know what I mean? So.
You want to bite a pickle?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what kind of pickles are those? Are those from Caitlin and Caitlin?
No, they're kosher dill
Mount Olive.
Mount Olive, I believe.
Oh, Mount Olives are good. Okay, well, yeah, well, MJF, if you guys remember from...
Oh, are those the pickles he was like raving about?
Yeah, they're from, they're also kosher as well. And, yeah, I wish I got them. It sucks. I missed out on that opportunity.
I had to steal our pickle jar for science class. And so I had like one pickle left floating in pickle juice in the Tupperware. And so I thought I'd better eat it before it goes bad.
Good idea. And they're good for you.
And pickles are delicious.
Yes. You know what's better, though? If you make them on your own.
I tried to grow cucumbers to pickle, but then like they got like some kind of blight and they didn't grow very big. They were like this big and they were super sour. Not good.
Also might be the vinegar to water ratio.
Oh, I didn't even get to the pickling. Just the cucumbers themselves were sour. Yeah. Yeah. No, I would love to be able to pickle. I'm very into like homesteading crafts.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I think that's super cool.
See, I would do it. See, like I know I like pickles. My mom likes pickles. My sister likes pickles. My father likes pickles, but Sam doesn't eat pickles. So it's like if I made them, like I know 2 other people in the house will eat them.
Yeah.
But it's just like, you know, I would rather make them for like a show,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, but I'd be the only one eating them. So it's just like you just see this.
So I went to them in the state fair. I bet Norton, New York's got a big state fair and a pickle competition.
I don't think so, but let me Google it.
You have to have a state, like a county fair even. Like we just had the fair here. One of Ace's friends won like 10 ribbons for growing different vegetables.
New York Pickle Festival.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, of all states to have a pickle festival, New York makes the most sense.
It's
Say tomorrow. You should go.
Rosendale International Pickle Festival, the 26th annual Rosendale International Pickle Festival, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. in New Paltz, New York. Contents, there's vendors. Wow, let's look at the vendors. Let's see who's $125 for each 10 by 10 space.
I thought you were going to say to get into the festival. I was like, oh my God, those people love pickles. Maybe MJF will be there. Maybe we'll see him. The pickle festival.
How far? Hold on. Let's Google map this now, because now I'm curious.
You're off. It's good timing.
I know.
You just have your podcast. But it's tomorrow night. It's the festival's during the day.
Yeah. What is this? That's all right. No. Oops. I have to tell you guys now. I have a PC now, and it is 100% really weird to go from Mac to PC.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna go get me something to eat. I am starving.
I don't blame you. I'm starving too.
Yeah,
I recommend pickles.
11 or 12 o'clock this morning.
I haven't eaten all day.
I'm gonna go make me some spaghetti.
Sounds good.
But yeah, I appreciate it. I'll catch you later.
All right. Later, buddy. 2 hours and 48-minute drive. Wow. We got to cut through. Oh, we got to cut through Whitestone. We got to cut through the Bronx. Boogie down. We'll get down with the boogie down. And then we go up. Hold on a second. Let me see something here. Damn, y'all are a 10-hour drive.
You said a 10-hour drive to go to the pickle festival?
No, to you. To when you
Oh.
did that. No, it's a 2-hour and 48-minute drive to the pickle festival, but to where you guys are, it's 10-hour drive. But it's an hour and
Nothing.
45-minute thing to you guys.
Come see us and watch some football.
I can go to you guys for $260 round trip. $925. Yeah, and then Piedmont Triad. Piedmont Triad International Airport is where I'd be landing.
That's cool. That's close to us.
Yeah. I'd leave and I'd come back. Let's say, what's today's date?
It's the 14th.
Did you tell him it was our anniversary?
Yes, he did.
I did.
He did. You told me that Thursday. I asked you if you guys are joining me for the watch along for Friday.
Okay.
You said no. And you told me why. And I said,
He didn't tell me about that. I didn't even know there was a watch along on Friday. He tells me nothing.
that's fine. If I come tomorrow and leave the 16th, $600.
Lord.
It's a lot for what, 2 days?
A day.
A day, yeah, that's a lot.
A day.
You could drive, it'd be cheaper.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Now, if I came tomorrow and I left November 1st, it's a Wednesday, it's 5/18. It's a 3 o'clock thing. I wouldn't be to you until 10:05. Oh, no, here's another one, 5/88. 1:30. I'll be back by you guys at 3:15. Interesting.
If you come visit, you're not allowed to wear any cologne or anything because apparently smells make our dog freak out.
What am I supposed to smell like? Ass?
No, just like a person,
No.
like not like too much cologne.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know if you wear cologne, but that's like what is causing her to like flip out at people.
Yeah. Now I
I
understand.
just have never met you before, so I've never smelled you.
I understand.
So I thought I would throw the warning out there.
Yeah, give me the warning now before things popped off.
Yeah.
Yeah, people with too much cologne and too much perfume seem to be the trigger.
Or too much BO.
Or too much beer
Smell,
beer
yeah.
smell.
Beer?
Beer
Yeah,
smell.
homeless
Yeah, like the
person.
homeless guy. I think that's what happened. He smelled like alcohol too much. I don't think she liked it. But she didn't smell like alcohol to me, but I guess he did to her.
Right.
Dogs have like
Yeah.
Extraordinary smell.
crazy sense of
Yeah.
smell.
And he had clearly been drinking all day, though, so.
Nice sternum pump.
Mm.
What the hell kind of move is that? He's just like
The
holding.
forearm pull.
He's just holding his arm.
Yeah. I guess maybe that's the arm that he had broken. Is that why he's supposed to be in so much pain?
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. When we get off of here, I can't wait to eat some food. Starving.
You should eat some food. You don't need to wait.
Yodels. That's food, right?
Yodels? What's a yodel?
It's a snack cake.
Oh, that's right. You told me about that.
Yeah, so I had those. I tried the Ghost Pepper Whopper at Burger King the other day.
How was that?
Fucking garbage. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, I'm
Like
sorry.
absolute garbage. I thank you so much for the like on the t-shirt. I appreciate it. Yeah, listen, it was like
It was what?
it was bad.
Oh.
Like
Did it have a black bun?
no, it was an orange bun with black pepper poppy seeds, and then it was fried jalapeno bits, like cheddar cheese butter that looked like cheese, and then like ghost pepper sauce, and then the patty and everything, and no.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The
It
bun was
sounds,
cool.
it sounds promising.
It sounded like I paid for crap.
Yeah, those are expensive too, aren't they? Isn't Burger King expensive?
Everything is expensive, especially in New York.
Oh, especially in New York, yeah. Was that like a $15 burger?
No, I think the meal was like 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's what I don't have no idea what it costs here. I would imagine that's close though.
I wouldn't recommend it.
No, I mean we don't need.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I would never recommend it.
Yeah.
And someone was like, "Oh, did you eat the blah blah blah?" And I'm like, "Yeah, garbage. I'd rather eat garbage. I'd rather eat garbage." We had, it was funny last night when we were in Jamaica on our way home, and Sam and I were hungry, and Sam was like, "You want to go to a pizzeria?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'll never say no to a pizzeria." And we had a traditional New York pizza. I had a buffalo slice, and Sam had a pepperoni slice, and it's just, when you bite into it, man, it's just, I brought me right back to my childhood. Yes, we are watching AEW Collision right now. It's almost over. We are on our last match right now.
One of the Outrunners who wrestled.
Oh, that's right.
Go back and get a name.
By the way, Deontay, what's going on? Tuesday is Halloween. It's on a Tuesday this year.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant this Tuesday, and I was like, I don't think it is, but
No, not even
yeah,
close.
no, it's Tuesday. Okay.
Next, not this Tuesday. No,
Three Tuesdays from now.
2 Tuesdays from now.
No, 3 from now.
3 from now?
This Tuesday, the next Tuesday, the next Tuesday.
Yeah,
So
let's
it's
go with that.
14. Yeah, because plus 14 is 28, and then yeah, he's right.
Yes. Someone has to be good at math here because I'm not. Like,
Ace is very good at math.
I wish I was cheating off of you in high school. I wish you were my classmate in high school because I would have got fucking A's. Copied off of your sheet.
My senior math class, I made an F because I came in every day and either put my head on my desk or went to the back of the class and played The Legend of Zelda, which I had installed on the computer.
I love that.
So I failed that class.
I didn't take
I
that.
didn't need it. I didn't need it, so I didn't try.
Why'd you take the class then? I didn't take
Because
that.
I
my
signed
senior
up for
year.
it, and then I found out I didn't need it, so I didn't. Then I didn't try.
My senior year, I only needed English, so that was the only academic class I took, and the rest were all art classes. It was awesome. But then they gave me the language arts class or the English class as first period, and so I never went. I think I went 5 times the entire year.
Hi, Maya. Yes, I'm watching too.
I
Sorry.
wonder if they're going to do Brian Danielson out of this. I guess they just the arm injury is. They're going to do that.
Yeah, no. Senior year, all I had to do was pass my what the fuck? Senior essay? Senior thesis? I had to
I didn't
pass.
have one of those. I didn't have to do that.
I did, but I didn't do it.
I
But the
did.
teacher passed me.
I was the only one in her 3 classes that got an A and an A plus on the paper, an A for the presentation. And I had 3 friends who were geniuses in my friend group. They were on the dean's list every year, and they didn't pass their senior thesis.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, the dummy of the group decided to pass the senior thesis. They were like, "Well, it makes sense. You write music, you make music, so you're good with words." I was like, "Yeah, no doubt. You should just ask me to write your shit." Like, I would have wrote it.
Christian's bleeding.
Yes, he is.
When this ends, I'm going to get some M&Ms.
I can have 8 of them.
I suppose.
8 of what?
That's they're going off the dog.
M&Ms.
Yeah, tell the world your craziness.
No,
Tell the world.
You
I
like
eat
M&Ms?
I eat 8 M&Ms every day.
Why only 8?
Because there's 5 carbs in 8 M&Ms, and so I eat 8 M&Ms every day. Yeah, because I'm psychotic.
Listen, when you told me you eat beets, I already know. I already knew. Right from there. I told you. Serial killer right there. You know? So,
Yeah, one day I'll show up and Asa won't be here, and you'll know why.
No.
I know why. I don't have to. I'll walk into the house and you'll be like in the middle of like disposing of him, the body, and I'm just gonna walk right out. I'm gonna be like, well, I guess I'm waiting at the airport for my
I don't like that.
That's it.
Like, I don't even want to see someone eat beets. I don't even like to hear about people eating beets.
I don't
That's how gross
understand.
they are.
No, they're so good. They taste like dirt, but in like the best way you could imagine.
Oh, right. You know what the best flavor I want in my mouth when I'm thinking about food and taste is dirt. I want dirt in my
They're
mouth.
just very earthy, but like in a pleasant way.
No.
Yeah. My mom also likes beets, and she's fucking crazy. So, it makes sense. It makes sense why crazy people like beets. You know what I mean?
There's these potato chips that are called sweets and beets, and that's like sweet potatoes and beets made into potato chips. They're really good.
Now, sweet potatoes, fine. I like sweet potato fries, sweet potato chips, fine.
Mm-hmm.
But you add a beet on it, and it goes into the garbage.
You're making me proud. I'm laughing so much.
Battle of the Belts 8 next Friday.
What? Didn't they just have Battle of the Belts?
Next
No.
That wasn't
Saturday.
a year ago, was it?
They do it more than once a year.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh, I guess, yeah. That's why
Next Saturday, I meant. Yeah.
Next Saturday after Collision, so it'll be a nice long stream.
Ooh, yeah, well.
Only till 11. So it's just Battle of the Bells is only an hour.
I go to bed really early normally.
I do too.
I was
I
saying
tried to.
when you left after you left the Halloween Havoc, I was saying I think we're gonna try and fit in one more. It's not gonna be on a Saturday, but I don't know what we're gonna try and fit in one more though.
On a Sunday?
Yeah, man, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. What Sunday?
So either the next one
My
or
parents are coming.
okay. So maybe the
The
next one.
29th.
The 29th.
This is the Sunday after next Sunday.
I guess the 29th then.
Well, but we don't want to run into his podcast time though.
When's your podcast?
7 p.m.
Your Sunday.
Do you
after.
work on Sundays?
No,
No,
I'm
he's
off
not.
anyway.
We can do it earlier.
Yeah, because I have the guests come on by 7. No, we start at 7. I have the guests come on by 6.
You want
So
to do
we
like
have
2
1.
p.m.?
How long is the next pay-per-view we're thinking? Well, actually, that makes it the 3-hour one would work.
You want to do that? I would like to do that one. That's a fun one.
So then why don't we
It's a
consider
long one, but it's a fun one.
start it at 1 then?
Start
So
at
what-
1? Okay.
And you won't have to work, right? Because you said no Sundays.
I told them no Sundays, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll plan for the 29th
29th.
at 1. Okay.
So then is next Saturday happening?
What's next Saturday?
Next Saturday was when we were supposed to do one.
I'm working next
He's
Saturday.
working next Saturday.
Yeah. I meant
Okay,
to tell
so
you.
that
So
one now.
next Saturday is not happening. I'm working.
Yeah, he's working.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
sorry.
Okay, no, that works for me. Oh, you guys won't be on then for Collision and Battle of the Belts 8.
Nope.
No. I mean, I could maybe do it without
you
him.
want to.
Yeah.
It's your choice. I don't mind. I'll just send you the link and
I'll let you know. Yeah.
Yeah, keep me posted. We got a whole week. So, and with the fact that we're not doing a watch along, plenty of time to sleep, eat your 8
Mhm.
items, and digest them. And be able to function for a 3-hour podcast, a 3-hour watch along. That's all. No big deal.
Yeah.
No big deal, guys. It's not like, so let me ask you guys a question.
Mm-hmm.
So Elimination Chambers next year. It's at 6 a.m. Eastern on a Saturday.
What? Oh, is this the one that's in
It's in
Australia?
Australia.
I'm doing
I will
the
go
watch
ahead. I
along.
will go ahead and say I will not participate in the watch along for that. You can mark me down as a no on the RSVP card.
But why not? We're gonna get Sam here. We're gonna do a nice watch along at 5:30 in the morning. Some breakfast.
In our pajamas.
Yeah, absolutely. Pajamas, some cereal.
I'll do it.
Oh, Ace is up for it. I will be sleeping.
That's fine. If I can get one of you on, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, he'll do
Both
it.
of you not on, I'm like, all right, that sucks. If I can get one of you on, okay.
Yeah.
Because
I will consider it, but I'm leaning strongly towards no.
it's February of next year. Highly consider it because we're gonna make it fun. We're gonna make it a fun old time. I'm gonna.
Are
Try
you
to
somehow
figure
making it not at 5 in the morning? Because that would be fun to not be at 5 in the morning.
Oh,
But who's that?
he starts.
Boo.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing like something fun for it. Maybe we start at 5 in the morning.
God.
Listen, think about it this way. You're up at 4:30 on the thing. Hold on. You're on the thing at like
Are you
4:30.
trying to talk me into it? Because that's
Absolutely.
not the way to
I got
start.
months to talk you into this. It's gonna happen. We get you on there about 4:30. Okay. We get you nice cereal,
No way.
fresh
No
coffee.
way.
You know. Then we
If I
get
can,
you.
if I can like roll on at 6, then maybe. But like 4:30.
If you want to roll in at 6, that's fine.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we're gonna try to get you there at 4:30. So look,
That's
we're
not
gonna
that
get you a fresh coffee, get you a brand new jar of beets. You know what I mean? Get you full of energy. We'll give you 16 M&Ms. So that
Whoa.
way,
Too
listen,
many M&Ms,
we're
Dylan.
really-
That's
we're
too
gonna get
many.
you- really get you going. You know what I mean? Get that energy. And then we're gonna play a little bit of like some trivia, going into Elimination Chamber. Do a little.
So you want me to wake up at 4:30 in the morning
Really, it's
to
gonna be about
play
4 a.m.
trivia?
Technically, 4 a.m.
Because I have to be on at 4:30.
We're gonna go live at about 4:45.
You're a crazy person.
I'm not a crazy person.
You're a crazy
Yeah, I'm
person.
not gonna be on at 4:45.
Yeah, no.
No.
We like sleep in this house.
Ah!
No, we're old. When you get to a certain age, I will be 40 at that point.
That could mean
I'm
a
not
heart
waking
attack. I will also be 40 at that point.
Yeah, we'll both be 40. We're not waking up at 4:30 in the morning or 4 o'clock in the
All right,
morning.
you guys can wake up at 5, and we'll go. We won't do the trivia. I'll send you the link by 5:30, and we'll start about 5:45.
5:45 sounds way more doable than 4:30.
Okay. All right. I mean, maybe we'll try to get you to 4:30, but we'll start with 5:45 for now, and then, we get the cereal cooking. We got some coffee. Maybe we'll play some games throughout the show, and we watch Elimination Chamber. But the best part of it all is after the show's over, you go right back to bed until Collision.
Yeah, I'm normally not good at falling back asleep. Today I did an excellent job at falling back asleep, but normally that's not something I can do.
But it's until Collision starts, because then also Collision's that night. Double
yeah.
strip.
Yeah, double strip. Huh.
Come on! Get with it! I'll send you a case of Red Bull. You know what I mean? We'll get you going.
I can't drink that. I have ADHD. I take Adderall. I can't drink Red Bull.
She would explode.
I would have a heart attack and die.
That day, you're not going to take your ADHD medicine. Take some Red Bull instead. Yeah, man.
I don't think you'd want me on the stream if I didn't take my ADHD medicine. It would not be good.
We'll talk more as the months get
Yeah.
closer. But that is it for us here on the Last Week in Wrestling podcast. Everyone is tired already, and it's not even the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view like we're trying to do. Thank you, of course, to everybody tuning in. Thank you to everybody over on the chat, of course, everyone on TikTok. I appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Of course, Asa and K Fabulous hanging out with us after their amazing watch along they did of 1993's WCW Halloween Havoc. If you haven't already, make sure you go over to their channel right now and watch the watch along. I was a part of it. I did come in very late, so I apologize for that immensely. But we still were able to have a fun time and hang out and see each other. We haven't seen each other in a little while, so it's been nice. And then, of course, you guys were able to come over here and hang out with me some more for AEW Collision. But that's that. I'm going to just quickly say, tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we have the podcast. Mona will be coming on from TikTok. She's amazing content creator over there on TikTok. We're very excited to have her over here talking about a whole bunch of WWE and AEW stuff. And then, of course, Monday Night Raw. Yes, I can't believe I'm saying it. We are going to be watching the season premiere of Monday Night Raw. So how we're going to do it is we're going to watch the first 2 hours. If by 10 o'clock the show is bad, we're ending the stream. Absolutely, without a doubt in my mind, we're ending it because I have to wake up the next day very early. 5:30 is early for me, even though I'm used to it by now, but it's still very early for me. If it's good, then we'll stay to 11. If it is not, we stay till 10. If, of course, anybody wants to join us, you are more than welcome to. That also goes for you too as well. I know it starts the week of the school night, so I understand. But if I can get one of you, great. If I can't get any of you, I'll be sad. But nonetheless, we'll figure that out as the time goes on. Thank you guys very much. Thank you, of course, to Horton and everybody that was able to tune in and hang out with us live. That's it. We're done. Good night, everybody. I appreciate it.
Good night.
See each other very soon. And I'm ending TikTok, and now we're ending the stream.